Welcome to the Haven Collective. I'm JR, and this is the Beacon Bit. Today we're reflecting on Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. We're getting close to the end of the series, and it's making me reflect on endings, especially spiritual endings. Because here's how I think most spiritual commitments end up, right? The series wraps up, or the camp ends, or whatever, and you feel good about what you've learned. You go home, and then the week gets busy, and by Thursday, the momentum is gone. Not because you didn't mean it, but because meaning it and having a practice are two different things. And frankly, meaning it alone doesn't survive contact with the actual week. Isaiah 30:21 is this quiet, gentle promise in the middle of the Bible. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, you will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way," like the Mandalorian, right? This is the way. Walk in it. Not a dramatic interruption, right? Not a burning bush, a voice. From behind, steady, close, personal. The image of someone who has been traveling with you the whole time, speaking into the moment that you needed direction, trusting you to be listening. That voice hasn't stopped. The question is whether you've been building the capacity to hear it. We're talking about discernment, and I think when most people hear the word discernment, we think of it as a high-stakes spiritual event, right? We go on a retreat, or we fast for 3 days, or God writes something in the clouds. And yeah, sometimes the stakes are high. But Ignatius's genius was to recognize that big discernment is only possible for people who practice small discernment constantly. You develop the muscle, right? You develop this ability to listen by listening all the time. In the Examen, in the imaginative praying, in silence and Sabbath. The summer has been all about discernment practice. We just haven't been calling it that. I mean, think of every practice that we've explored this summer as a different instrument in the same orchestra. Sabbath tunes our ears to the rhythm of rest and work. The Examen teaches us to notice God's movement in the ordinary. Sacred reading, that Lectio Divina, teaches us to hear God's voice in the text. Imaginative prayer puts us inside the story so that the story can get inside us. Fasting clarifies what we actually want. Generosity orients us outward so we don't mistake our own preferences for divine direction. None of these is a standalone technique. Together, they're this way of living that make that voice instantly recognizable. See, the danger isn't that we'll forget what we've learned. It's that we'll try to maintain this sort of like summer series level of engagement indefinitely and burn out and then just abandon everything. The Ignatian tradition is explicit about this. Sustainability matters. Ignatius himself was told by his confessor to stop fasting so severely. So the question isn't, how do I do all of this every day forever? It's which one or two of these practices can I build into the structure of my actual life? The best part about going on a great trip is that it ruins you for staying home. You've tasted what it's like to notice God in the ordinary things, in a rest stop, in a detour, in a meal, by a river, in a stone. You can't untaste that. The voice from behind is still speaking. The road is still going. We're not wrapping up a summer series. We're planning the next trip. And now we know a lot more about how to travel than we did back in June. So before next week's send-off, do this. Pick one practice from the summer that most came alive for you. One, not all of them, right? Just one. Write down what it looks like to do this practice once a week, built into a day and time you can actually keep. That's your next trip. That's your "this is the way." Start there. Let the voice recalibrate from that. Can't wait to hear what this sounds like for all of us this coming Sunday. Until then, grace and peace go with you.